Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Ireland Army Health Clinic, named in honor of Major General Merrick Weber Ireland. The hosts for today's ceremony are Commander, Ireland Army Community Health Clinic, Colonel Kevin Bass, and Command Sergeant Major, Ireland Army Community Health Clinic, Command Sergeant Major Arthur Santos, and his wife Patricia. We are delighted to welcome several distinguished leaders and guests here today. The daughter-in-law of Major General Ireland, Mrs. Donna Ireland. Great-great-granddaughter of Major General Ireland, Ms. Kelly Ireland. Commanding General, United States Army Cadet Command in Fort Knox, Major General Christopher Hughes. Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Cadet Command in Fort Knox, Command Sergeant Major Kenneth Krause. Commanding General, 1st Army Division East, Major General Todd McCaffrey and his wife Lisa. Command Sergeant Major, 1st Army Division East, Command Sergeant Major Royce Manis. Spouse of Command Sergeant Major, 1st Sustainment Command, Theater, is Demetrius Willett. Deputy Commanding General, Regional Health Command Atlantic, Brigadier General Eric Torrin. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation by Chaplain Major Michael L. Patrick.
Will you pray with me? God, we understand that you are a God who gives order to our lives, a God that allows us to grow, God who installs vision for your people. And as you are these things and more, God, we thank you for this new facility. We thank you for the lives that will be healed through your workers within its walls. We thank you for the wholeness that you will bring through the newness of this clinic. God, I pray for all those who are working to build this complex as we stand here at this moment. And I pray for those making the decisions of the details. I pray for those who day in and day out will be walking the halls and working in this new clinic. And God, I now pray for those who will be assisted as they come in for services, as they're assisted in their health. Because of what happens in this new clinic, we pray for them. And God, we thank you for who you are and whose we are and what you are doing in this place. And it's in your holy name that I pray. Amen. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Staff Sergeant Pamela Jones.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's glass stream gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yea wave for the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, Ireland Army Health Clinic, Colonel Kevin Bass.
Distinguished guests, community leaders, soldiers, civilians, family, and friends of Fort Knox Medac, thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us today for this historic event, which marks the start of the construction on our new Ireland Army Health Clinic. And before I go any further, I just want to take a second to thank Staff Sergeant Jones for that excellent national anthem. Well done, great job. And I also want to take a second to personally recognize two special guests that are with us today. Miss Kelly Ireland and her mother, Ms. Donna Ireland, who traveled from Colorado to be here. And I'll tell you, I had the the privilege of having dinner with them last night, and I'll tell you that they are two very spirited individuals. Kelly is the great-great-granddaughter of Major General Ireland, and we spent quite a bit of time talking about the lineage. And I'll tell you, Kelly and Donna, it was a pleasure to hear about some of the family stories and your patience with trying to trace the heritage, for me from General Ireland. And I'll tell you that somewhere up in there, I learned that Kelly's a nurse, and they have a family history that lends towards medical. And this afternoon, we're going to run you by recruiting command. We're going to try to, we were trying to hint with her yesterday about joining the Army. Her mom is encouraging her to figure out what she wants to specialize in, and I've got the answer. So after this, we'll go by recruiting command. And then, with all the stories, at some point we ended up talking about donkeys in a White House elevator, and I'm not quite sure how we got there, but I will tell you that I cannot thank you enough for being here today. Your presence truly makes this event that much more special. I'll tell you that today's ceremony is about more than the construction of a new facility. This groundbreaking represents our continued steadfast commitment to caring for our nation's heroes and their families. And it's about the dedicated medical staff that provides that care. This commitment can be traced back to 1918, the year that Fort Knox was established. The base hospital was a wooden World War II cantonment building located where Lindsay Golf Course is now near the Gold Vault, until it burned down in 1928. At that point, the medical services were temporarily relocated to a guest house on Bullion Boulevard until a brick hospital was built in 1934, which is now the Cadet Command headquarters building. And that structure remained a post hospital until 1957, when a new concrete facility was built, which is the building that we work out of now. According to the newspaper articles, the hospital at the time cost $8.5 million when it was completed, and it was considered the most modern medical center in the Department of Defense. And most fittingly, that new hospital was officially named Ireland Army Community Hospital in honor of Major General Merrick W. Ireland, who served as the Army Surgeon General for 13 years and personified the commitment to Army medicine and the healing arts. Most recently, in 2006, Ireland Army Community Hospital transitioned to a health clinic as part of a larger MedCom initiative to optimize the medical force and enhance readiness for the warfighter. And ladies and gentlemen, I will assure you that that commitment to providing world-class medical care to our nation's our nation's heroes is stronger than ever. Today, we provide medical services to over 23,000 beneficiaries in the Fort Knox community, ranging from active duty, Guard, Reserve, and their families to retirees, while also providing oversight of a health support area that consists of 7 other medical facilities spread across 6 states. The facility in front of you currently is the oldest medical military treatment facility in the U.S. Army inventory, and today's ceremony begins the next chapter to modernize healthcare services for the Fort Knox community. This new $58 million health clinic will be a 100,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility outfitted with new and modern medical equipment, which will allow improved access and quality of care. The construction on this facility is projected to be a 24-month build time with a functional occupancy date of winter 2020. I'm reminded of a quote that says, "Someone is sitting in the shade of a tree today because someone planted it a long time ago." This new facility could not have been possible without the tremendous support from key leaders, such as Senator McDonald, Major General Hughes, the Fort Knox Senior Mission Commander, and Brigadier General Dingle, the Region Health Command Atlantic Commander. We are also very fortunate to have outstanding support from the Veterans Administration and our local partners from the City of Radcliffe, Hart Memorial Hospital, and our medical partners in Louisville. It is truly a team effort. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for attending today's ceremony and for your continued support of the Fort Knox MedAct. One team, one purpose.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fort Knox Garrison Commander, Colonel Patrick County.
Thank you all for attending this ceremony today. It's indeed an honor to be present at a historic event in our community. We particularly appreciate all the support of our community leaders that are present here today. Fort Knox doesn't do it alone, and we recognize that, and we appreciate your continued support. To General Ireland's family, Donna and Kelly, thank you for being here. It's indeed great to meet you this morning. I also just want to take this time to thank you for your loved one's service as our Surgeon General, this being the Veterans Day weekend. Thank you so much for his service to the nation and to our Army, and certainly his legacy he's left here. And what legacy it is. For years, the name Ireland has been associated with the outstanding health care our soldiers, family members, and many patients from across the community have enjoyed through the years. Babies were born, lives were saved, soldiers recovered for years with the Ireland Hospital. And with this groundbreaking today, the Ireland Health Clinic era begins, and it begins a new era of healthcare excellence for our team and community here at Fort Knox. Buildings may come and go, but I can assure you, having watched this MedAct team in action, Colonel Bass and his team's commitment to providing the most professional, modernized medical care possible remains the same. Because we care is not just a motto for this unit. Because we care is a mantra for them. It's how they go about their business. I have no doubt that with the new building, the new facilities, Kevin and his team will continue to provide the most modernized care. I'd ask that God bless our new healthcare clinic, the men and women who serve us as health practitioners, and the community who depend on them not only for their technical competence, but also their enduring compassion. Again, thank you all for being here. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, the field representative for Senate Majority Leader, Senator Mitch McConnell, Mr. Andrew Condia.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning. Senator McConnell couldn't be here this morning as Congress is in session. And as you all know, nothing really ever goes on in Washington. It's pretty quiet these days. That was a joke, I promise. But he did want me to read a letter to all of you today, so I'm happy to do that. So to the members of the Fort Knox community, as Majority Leader of the United States Senate and Kentucky's Senior Senator, I'd like to extend my congratulations to you as you break ground for the new Ireland Army Health Clinic. I regret that I'm unable to be with you in person today as the Senate is in session. When the United States has been threatened by forces outside our border, Kentuckians and service members stationed at Fort Knox have answered the call to sacrifice and defend this great nation. The Army personnel, units, and commands stationed at Fort Knox are indispensable assets to our nation's security, and I'm very appreciative of all the Army personnel here today. For years, it's been clear that Fort Knox required a modern medical facility to provide the care our service members, their families, and military retirees deserve. I was honored to work with many of you to make this state-of-the-art medical facility a priority with the Department of Defense. Though the project has faced a number of challenges, I was proud to play a part in ensuring it stayed on course so that the medical needs of the Fort Knox community would continue to be met. Today, though I can't be with you, I join you in spirit in welcoming this long-awaited day. Congratulations on this first step towards constructing a modern facility worthy of the thousands of heroes in uniforms, their families, and military retirees who call Fort Knox home. Thank you for all you have done and continue to do for the defense and safety of our nation. Sincerely, Mitch McConnell. Thank you all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great-great-granddaughter of Major General Merritt Weber Ireland, Miss Kelly Ireland.
Should I move the microphone? Okay. Over 60 years ago,
a state-of-the-art hospital was built and named in honor of my great-great-grandfather, Merritt Weber, Ireland. My great-great-grandmother Jim, in the company of my great-grandparents, my great-aunt and uncle, and my grandparents, all attended the dedication ceremony of Ireland Army Hospital. What a wonderful tribute this event must have been for Dr. Ireland. As Surgeon General of the Army, I would often ponder as a child the life my great-grandfather led, and how I too hope to find myself later in life accomplishing a fraction of what he had accomplished. Now as an adult, I find myself in awe over all that he achieved throughout his life. While I never had the opportunity to meet my great-grandfather, I cannot help but believe that he has guided not only my life, but the lives of the other members of my family. I am happy to say that I come from a long line of military service, 4 generations to be exact. His influences to the medical profession have also guided members of my family toward medical careers. Merritt's son also became an Army surgeon and helped develop the VA hospital in Denver, Colorado, as well as completing many medical discoveries that have influenced modern-day medicine. Myself, along with my great-grandmother, my aunt, and cousin, are all nurses today. His leadership, values, and dedication to his patients and country have carried over and influenced all members of my family. They have also influenced the community and this military installation. It is such an honor to know that my family is such an important part of this community and will continue to be with the new building of the Ireland Army Health Clinic. My 91-year-old grandmother, as well as other members of my family, were not able to attend today, but they are with us in spirit and have such appreciation and respect for this military community. My mother and I would like to thank Colonel Bass and his staff for their warm welcome, and thank you, Rachel, for working so diligently in finding us so that we could be here today. I think a thank you is never enough, but you have all touched my life and brought such honor and pride to our family. Thank you.
Yes, you have to come up. Yes, ma'am. We need you to come up here. We just want to take a second, in this forum to acknowledge that the Ireland family is a big part of who we are. And on behalf of all of our employees and the staff, we just want to present this to you as a token of our appreciation for your continued involvement.
Thank you so much.
No, you don't have to take that home. We'll ship it.
No, I know. I'm not going to
With
give
Major
it
General
up.
Hughes, Then Sergeant Major Krause, Brigadier General Corin, Colonel County, Colonel Gant, and Lieutenant Colonel Betchius, please come forward to join Colonel West, Sergeant Major Santos, and the Irelands for the official groundbreaking of the new Ireland Army Health Clinic.
It's gonna work. Working. Thank you.
Okay, so and then we'll do like this. Everybody will do like this. Shuffle. Prepare to shuffle. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us for the singing of the Army song. The words can be found in the back of your programs.
Victory!
This concludes the formal portion of the groundbreaking event. We invite everyone to visit our history tent off to the right, and thank you for attending today's ceremony.
So I'm Colonel Kevin Bass. I'm the Fort Knox MEDAC commander, and today we're excited to have the groundbreaking ceremony on our new health clinic. This health clinic is going to be a 101,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. It'll have all the modern equipment, and what our beneficiaries can continue to expect is that they'll receive the same great quality of care that they've always received. So this new health clinic is projected to take 24 months to complete, and we expect it to be finished in the winter of 2020. The building behind us was constructed in 1957 and is currently the oldest medical treatment facility in the Army. And this new health clinic that we're building is going to replace that with modern equipment and access to care for our beneficiaries.
My name is Kelly Ireland. I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado. I am the great-great-granddaughter of Merritt Weber Ireland. He was the Surgeon General for the Army, and this hospital was dedicated in his name, Ireland Army Medical Hospital. He was a surgeon for the Army, and he was instrumental in a lot of different building blocks for military and medical. So I think that that's why they wanted to name this hospital after him, and they want to continue to do that because he was so instrumental in all of those areas. My great-great-grandfather was involved in some of the planning for Yosemite National Forest. There's also a lake and river named in his honor there. He also was in Cuba, involving, he worked very closely with Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders during that time. I know that he was also involved with many things related to the VA hospitals as well. He was a big supporter of nurses and making sure that they were getting what they needed, which speaks high to me because I also am a nurse. And seeing that support from someone in that level of healthcare, I can see that that would be very instrumental in others' lives. Everyone here in this community has opened their arms to us, and we have just fallen in love with the community. Well, I think my favorite part is to see how much this community has embraced the Ireland facility in general, and how much respect they have for our family and how much they want to honor the past moving forward with the future. I was very surprised when we received that award. I wasn't expecting it at all. The entire time that we've been here has been nothing but heartfelt and very emotional. I think that the other members of my family that haven't been able to attend also carry that honor as well, and I can't wait to share all of this with them. And I just am so thankful to be here.